万華鏡車輪眼
Yo, what is going on? It's that boy Fred. Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video, we're going to be ranking the Naruto arcs. Now I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Initially, I wanted to do this video like how I used to do my ranking videos. Like an actual video, you know, me giving each and every arc a full on, you know, I guess you could say some pictures, some videos and all that. I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. I got lazy and, you know, I could just kind of sort of do the same thing on this tier list. Yeah, but with all that out the way, that little, you know, little intro and all that, if you're new to the channel or for some reason you've been watching and just haven't subscribed yet, you know, it would truly mean a lot to me if you could go down there and hit the subscribe button. And while you're down there, you might as well like and share this video with any of your friends that might enjoy my content, because I'm trying to hit this 200 sub goal. And you know, it's not easy out here, you know, being a small YouTuber trying to grow. We all know how that go. But with all that out the way, let's get straight into this. Now, one thing I do want to point out in this video is Tier Maker only was able to give me 10 slots, and it was originally supposed to be 11 because the Akatsuki arc, well, for me, I technically like to count the Pain, you know, Assault arc and the Akatsuki arc all as one, because I don't like splitting them up, because if that was the case, then the freaking Hidan and Kakazu joint would be one, and everybody else's would be in one. Sasuke and Itachi's, I don't like all that. Like, literally, the first half of Shippuden before it got to the 5 Kage Summon was all Akatsuki. So instead of doing the Pain one, we're just going to include them all at the same time. And we have them in chronological order, so I'm going to put them in how much I enjoy them. Now, of course, whatever makes number 10 or whatever makes number 1, as we all know, like Naruto, it's a good anime. So whether you read it or watch it, I always recommend it to someone. And you know, nothing is going to differ between 1 and 10. You know, all arcs are good, but if I had to truly put one at number 10, it's gonna sadly have to be this one right here. The Kazekage retrieval arc, the very first arc in Shippuden. Basically, it's kind of started at the beginning of the Akatsuki arc, but you know, I try and like cut this one off because it didn't involve really none of the Akatsuki members losing. I take that back 100%. Yes, it does. It involves in Sasori's L, but I still like to kind of count this one on its own, considering the fact it was the very first arc of Shippuden. And now I very could well like put this one back and use the Pain Assault arc, but I won't. I truly won't. But yeah, by far this is probably the worst one out of the bunch. It kind of was depressing because, you know, as much as we loved Gar as a character and we knew how strong he was, it kind of sucked for him to lose Shikaku and take a L like that to Data, all because of some dog water villagers who couldn't protect themselves. Like, come on, bro. Like, step your game up. Like, dang, my boy Gar had to sit there and protect the whole village. I don't care if he's the Kazekage or not. Like, freak, he should have been able to bang out with Data at his full power and mop the floor with that man. Well, I wouldn't say mop the floor, but I definitely do feel like Gar would have won that fight had he not had to protect the entire village. Now, coming in at number 9, it's freak, man. It's always so hard to pick these arcs. I'm probably gonna say the Kaguya arc, the very last arc technically of Shippuden. You know, Kaguya is she's such an iffy character. I do not enjoy Kaguya as a character. I do not feel like she should have been a character, because if she wouldn't have been a character, that would have made Boruto a much better anime, because they wouldn't be 12-year-olds fighting these so-called gods of their show. You know, so she kind of ruined everything for Naruto, and she ruined the future of Boruto. I don't enjoy Kaguya, like I said. I do think her introduction to the show ruined it. It definitely should have ended off with them taking down Madara. That would have called it a day. Had all the emotional scene. Literally everything that happened, just take out the Kaguya part. Like when Madara got, like, I don't know, maybe Zetsu doesn't stab Madara. Maybe Sasuke and Naruto finish him off. That's all they had to freaking do. Finish him off some way. Kill him, seal him. I don't care what you do. Do one of the two. Finish him off. Go have your final battle and do whatever. And that would have been a beautiful ending to Shippuden. because we would have never had her to come in and introduce this retarded god garbage. But whatever. Now we're gonna move on to number 8, which I feel personally is the Tsunade Retrieval arc. Now, a lot of people truly enjoy the Tsunade Retrieval arc. I do too. Like I said earlier, there is truly no difference between number 1 and number 10. They all are really good arcs. But the Tsunade Retrieval arc, in my opinion, even though it makes great character development for Naruto trying to learn how to truly use the Rasengan, I do not feel like it doesn't really pick up until Naruto. Well, I wouldn't really necessarily say Naruto, really until the 3 Sani fight. That's really when it picks up. Naruto has this little moment with Kabuto. It's really dope. Like, it's a good arc. It's not too much I could truly say on it because, like I said, the arc didn't truly pick up until the 3 Sani fought. So yeah. Next I want to say, man, it's tough. I want to say the Land of Waves arc. The Land of Waves, the very first arc of Naruto. Now, the fact that the very first arc was able to make it up, even though this ain't extremely high, this is decently high. Because for most animes, the very first arc is not going to be your best one. Especially when you're 700 episodes in total into your show, it's not going to be your best one. But I and a lot of people truly enjoy the Land of Waves arc. It's a really good arc. Like, you can't even go wrong with it because it's an amazing starter arc for a show like Naruto. It shows off, our main crew being Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke. Sorry, Sakura, you didn't do jack shit, but sit there bitch and whine the whole time. It just is what it is. But Naruto and Sasuke, they had, some nice character development right there. They started bonding, building themselves up as friends. Even though Sasuke, never was truly right there with Naruto, they started getting a slight friendship. Sasuke took one for Naruto, and Naruto defended him out of rage. We had Zabuza and Haku, who were arguably like 2 of the top tier villains in this show because they really touched our hearts, in the beginning arc. It's really nice, honestly. Now number 6, I'm gonna have to give it to the 5 Kage Summit. Now, the 5 Kage Summit, it was not a bad arc in the slightest. I definitely think it could have been better, but it definitely, in my opinion, was more enjoyable than these, but not by a lot, because the 5 Kage Summit was actually like it was I want to say, like, I don't really know what the word to call it was. Oh, I know, plot armor. That's what the freak it was. It was plot armor, because I don't feel like Sasuke should have came out of there alive. I don't care what no one says. I don't care about that Susanoo. I don't care about Amaterasu. Sasuke should not have walked out of there alive. I understand Obito was there with him the whole time, watching over him so he didn't die, but I don't care. Somebody should have mech'd him. Like, the Raikage, I understand, like, he really should have been speed blitzing Sasuke. I truly do feel this way. Like, I will probably never live that down, that I don't feel like the Raikage should have killed Sasuke. And even then, after that, Inoki should have dropped him. And, by the Danzo fight, I guess you can give it to him. He did outsmart Danzo, because originally he was killing Danzo a butt ton of times. Of course, just Izanagi was just being broken as it is and saving Danzo over and over. But the arc was definitely a good one. It was a good one for Sasuke. It showed off all his new abilities from getting the Sharingan, the Mangekyo Sharingan. Number five, I think, in my opinion, is going to be Konoha's Destruction, aka the Leaf's Destruction, if you don't get the Japanese terminology. But freaking Konoha Destruction is really good for me because it got 2 of my favorite fights in part 1, being Gaara versus Naruto, and then Orochimaru versus Hiruzen. Now, up until I got into later Shippuden, these were 2 of my favorite fights, especially Orochimaru versus Hiruzen. I love that fight. Like, there are some fights I could definitely put in front of it, but man, that was a really good fight in my opinion. Like, it was it was a lot different from a lot of the other fights that we've seen up to that point. You know, it showed two of these old dudes who like we knew were there, we just didn't know how strong they was. And then it showed off all their different powers. You know, we got to see the first and second Hokage, even though they were in probably like the worst nerf stage they could possibly be. We got to see them, and you know, everything was just so crazy, man. It was such a good fight, and you know, the arc was even better. You know, it kind of sucked that, you know, and then the way it ended, honestly, like the way it ended, freaking Hiruzen's death, man, the Hokage's funeral music, touched your heart, bro. You can close your eyes and that music might just make you tear up, bro. Like, Jesus, man, everything about the arc slaps. Now that we're into the top 5, I guess we'll go ahead and put in number 4. This is a tough one. I want to say number 4 gotta be the Sasuke retrieval arc. Sasuke retrieval arc is it's definitely like a top tier because we got arguably like one of the top 5 fights in all of Naruto. If you watch my top 5 Naruto fights, which was my very first video back, you know, I put Naruto and Sasuke's original fight at number 2. You know, if you haven't watched that, I would suggest going to watch it. It's a tad bit older, but who cares? You know, content be slapped. But yeah, it gave us some really good fights all around. Not even like Sasuke and Naruto's fight, of course, took the cake for the best one there. But like we all know how Neji and Kiritamaru got down. Freak Kimimaru and Lee got down. Kimimaru and Gar got down. Kimimaru and Naruto got down. Anything that involved Kimimaru, he got down. And then Choji, it was some character development for Choji because I always thought Choji was a joke up to that point. And then my boy got the Bangal. And then who else? Toyuya versus Shikamaru. Straight 100 IQ plays right there. It was a nice fight, you know. And then we got freaking who else fought? Well, Kiba and Saka on the Yukon fought. I mean, theirs is probably like the least anyone cared about. I mean, but it was still a good fight. Like Sasuke retrieval arc, top 10, bro. Like no question. Now we on to the top 3. Now the top 3 is, jeez, it's hard, bro, because I love all these arcs so much. But I think I gotta give number 3. Now this might make a little bit of people angry, but I think I gotta give number 3 to. Fuck, bro, hold on, y'all. Dang, who do I gotta get number 3 to? Man. All right. I know it's gonna make a lot of people pressed, but I gotta give number 3 to the Akatsuki arc. I'm sorry, but man, I don't think I can put it in front of the 4th grade Ninja War. Now, the 4th grade Ninja War might be the most, you know, this one might be the most heated one out of everything, but I'm gonna give my reasons for it. But the Akatsuki arc, it truly needs no explanation. It lived up to everything we wanted it to be. We have the one of like, if the pain arc, I'm gonna be honest, if I had the pain arc on here, this arc right here wouldn't have been here. So literally everything would have got moved down and the pain arc would have been number 3 probably. Like arguably maybe even number 2. Now, and it had that in there, but I don't feel like it'll make up for it. But now the pain arc, like I said, is top tier. We all know how fire that thing is. But every other Akatsuki fight in there is heat as well. Because then we got freaking Sasuke versus Itachi. Fire fight. We got freaking Deidara versus Sasuke. Amazing fight. Sasori versus Sakura. Well, that kind of, no, I take it back. That counts into this arc right here. But then, you know what I mean, what else we have? With Kakazu and Hidan versus Kakashi and Team 11. Or is they teammate? One of the two. They're one of them. Or Team 10. They might be Team 10, I want to say. But still, like, straight banger fights the entire time. Jiraiya versus Pain. Oh, probably the worst or most heartbreaking death in the whole series. Just straight heat after heat after heat. Now, coming in at number 2, we have the 4th grade Ninja War. Now, a lot of people do not like the 4th grade Ninja War. Not necessarily because of, like, I feel like a lot of people don't like the 4th grade Ninja War because of things that could have made it better. I don't feel like a lot of people think it's bad, but I feel like a lot of people think it has a lot of things that it could improve on. And a lot of things that, you know, a few things that I feel like it could definitely improve on is a lot of the ninja that were like irrelevant, like the ones that we didn't really care about, like the Scorch style user. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. The Explosion style user, like all these ninjas that they were making seem like they were big deals that they didn't give us no type of backstory on. Like, how's we supposed to care about those characters? But like, there were ones that like got reanimated that we cared about, like the Akatsuki, like the Sound 4. I mean, they could have got left alone, but I mean, they were still cool to come back, even though they got fondled. Freaking, what's his name? I'm sorry. Zabuza and Haku got, when they got reanimated. Madara, all the other Kages, those were cool. You know, certain ones were cool, but when they started reanimating everybody, that's when it was like, okay, you know, White Zetsus would have been enough. And then, you know, a lack of important deaths, in my opinion. The only true death we got was, well, you know, we got Neji's death. Sorry, spoiler alert, but if you made it this far, you deserve that. But, you know, Shikamaru and Ino's fathers got killed, and then that whole platoon. But one thing I don't understand is the dude who was in the Mist Village, who used to work under Mei, the one with who had the hidden Byakugan. That Joker lived into Boruto and ended up dying in Boruto. I'm not sure how he survived. I probably need to go do my research, but I seen it in Boruto. He was alive, and I don't know how, because he was in that platoon when Shikamaru and Ino's dad all died. I have no clue how he survived though. But anyways, yeah, the 4th Great Ninja War definitely does have its issues, but in my opinion, it has more good than bad. Like, the fights, top tier. The moments, top tier. Night God Unleashing, top tier. Naruto and Sasuke saying we're the ones who are going to take you down, top tier. Freaking Obito's revealings, top tier. Everything is just, man, it's so good. The Hokage's being reanimated back. Everything, man. It's just such a nostalgic arc. And as you can tell, number one for me is Chunin exams. That's just me personally. I really enjoyed the Chunin exams, and I enjoyed every part through it, like the first, second, and third part. Even though the second and third part, I mean the first and second part are probably like, you know, no one really cares about those. It's more about the fighting ones that we care about. But all three of them were enjoyable in their each own like deceptive way. You know, the first part, the written test part, you know, that was a cool little art to see how all these characters use their unique techniques to find a way to cheat. You know, the second part, we got to run into Orochimaru for the first time. We found out a little bit later that Kabuto turned his back. Well, we didn't find that out to the Tsunade retrieval arc when Naruto ran into him again. But, you know, we found out characters like Kabuto wasn't really true to us like we thought he was, because we thought Kabuto was one of the homies until he turned his back. You know, then we got the actual fighting part. We got some of the best fights. You know, even though Naruto and Neji is probably my least favorite fight in all of Naruto, it was still not a bad fight. Sasuke versus Gar versus Lee, as we all know. Naruto versus Kiba's a good one. And then, you know, there's some other good ones in there. There's some fodder ones, but nonetheless, Chunin exams might be like, on a lot of people, it might be in their top 5, but it definitely won't be their number 1. But for me, I definitely think Chunin exams, and it's easy for me to say to flip Chunin exams and 4th Grade Ninja War right over each other. But, you know, I think I'm sold on this list right now. I think it's relatively good, so I think I'll stick by this. But let me know if you guys agree or disagree with anything I'm putting here. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of y'all who will disagree with this, but that's okay. I want to see you guys comment below. Let me know where you would have put certain things. Let me know the rank you would have put them at. With all that out the way, if you enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit the like and subscribe. Share the video. Like I said earlier in the beginning, we're trying to hit that 200 sub goal, so I would appreciate if you guys could help me get to there. And with all that out the way, I'll see you guys in the next video.